The ruins were silent, but the silence felt wrong. Broken towers leaned like dead trees. Burned metal covered the ground. Smoke moved slowly in the air, as if the planet itself was tired of breathing. No ships, no life. This place was supposed to be empty now. A small alien girl stood in the middle of the ruins. She was tiny, no taller than a human child. Her skin was pale blue, marked with dust and scratches. Her clothes were torn, too big for her thin body. She held a small cloth bag close to her chest. Her eyes were wide, not with fear, but with confusion. Like someone waiting for an answer that never came. Behind her stood a monster dot. It was huge. Its body was covered in dark scales like burned stone. Long claws dug into the ground. Its eyes glowed faint red, watching everything, missing nothing. Its mouth opened slowly, showing rows of sharp teeth. This creature was known across the galaxy. Fleets had run from it. Cities had burned because of it. Records called it a living nightmare. The beast did not move toward the girl Dot stood behind. Her, guarding. A human scout watched from behind a broken wall. His name did not matter. He had been sent to scan the ruins, nothing more. One last check before leaving the dead world behind. He had seen many destroyed planets before. He was ready for bones, silence, and ghosts. He was not ready for this. The human froze the moment. He saw the creature. His heart beat fast. His hand moved slowly toward his weapon, but he did not pull it out. He knew better. This monster could kill him before he blinked. Then the girl turned her head. She looked at him. Her eyes were calm, curious. The beast noticed the human at the same time. Its body tensed, its lips pulled back. Teeth were fully visible now. One step forward would mean death. The human did not move. The girl tilted her head slightly and spoke in a small, clear voice. "My puppy didn't eat you?" she said, very strange. The words hit the human harder than any weapon. Puppy? The girl looked back at the beast, then at the human again. She did not sound scared. She sounded puzzled, like a child whose toy did not work the way it should. Human swallowed. This monster had wiped out entire squads. He had read the reports. He had seen the videos. And this child just called it her puppy. The beast growled low, but it did not attack. It stayed exactly where it was, standing between the girl and the human. Its tail moved slightly, slow and controlled. The girl raised one small hand. "Stay," she said softly. The beast stopped growling. The human's eyes widened. He had seen machines fail. He had seen weapons fail. He had never seen this creature. "Obey anything." The girl took a few careful steps forward. The human wanted to shout at her to stop, to run, to get away from him, from everything. But no sound came out of his mouth. She stopped a few steps away. "You are loud inside," the girl said, tapping her head. "Your thoughts hurt." The human stared at her. "You can hear thoughts?" He asked quietly. She nodded. "Only strong ones." "Yours are very strong." "Very scared." He did not deny it. The beast leaned down slightly, its massive head close to the girl. She placed her hand on its rough skin without fear. The monster closed its mouth and pulled its teeth back. Its red eyes softened, just a little. The human felt cold all over. This creature was not hunting her, it was protecting her. "Where are the others?" the human asked. The girl looked around the ruins. Her eyes searched broken streets and empty skies. "They left," she said. "They said I was slow, broken, not worth saving." Her voice did not shake. That made it worse. The human clenched his fists. "And the beast?" he asked. "Why didn't it eat you?" The girl looked up at the monster. "I was crying," she said simply. "So it stayed." The ground trembled slightly. Far away, something moved. A deep sound rolled across the ruins. Not wind, not thunder. Scanners on the human's wrist flashed. Red, Incoming signals. Enemy ships. The beast lifted its head and bared its teeth again, this time toward the sky. The girl held her bag tighter. The human realized something in that moment. This was not a dead world anymore. This was the beginning of something the galaxy was not ready for. The warning lights on the human's wrist device blinked faster. Red symbols filled the small screen. Multiple ships. Heavy armor, not scavengers. Not explorers. Hunters. The human looked up at the sky. Dark shapes moved behind the smoke clouds, slow and confident. Whoever was coming believed this planet was empty. They believed nothing here could fight back. They were wrong. The beast felt it first. Its body shifted. Muscles tightened under its dark scales. Its claws dug deeper into the broken ground. A low sound came from its chest, not loud, but deep. Like the planet itself was speaking. The girl noticed the change. "They are coming," she said quietly. The human looked down at her in surprise. "You can feel them too?" She nodded. "They want to take me. Or kill me, or use him." She glanced back at the beast. The human felt anger rise in his chest. The galaxy always did this. It took what was useful. It destroyed what it did not. Understand. He slowly stepped out from behind the wall. The beast's head snapped toward him. Teeth flashed again. "Easy," the human said, keeping his voice calm. "I'm not here to hurt her." The girl raised her hand again. "He's loud, but not bad," she said. The beast paused. Its teeth slowly disappeared as its mouth closed. The human exhaled. He did not realize he had been holding his breath. He knelt down to be closer to the girl's height. "My name doesn't matter," he said, "but I won't leave you here." The girl studied his face. Everyone else did. The words hit him harder than before. "I won't," he repeated. The ground shook again, louder this time. Metal screamed in the sky as the first enemy ship broke through the clouds and hovered above the ruins. Lights scanned the streets like searching eyes. The girl took a small step back, closer to the beast. It moved with her, never leaving her side. The human activated a small beacon on his wrist. A silent signal shot into space, a message sent to no one he knew would answer. "Back up?" The girl asked. "Maybe," he said. "Humans are stubborn. Sometimes that helps." The ship above them lowered slightly. A harsh voice echoed across the ruins through loudspeakers. "Life signs detected. Identify yourselves." The human did not answer. The beast lifted its head and roared. The sound was not wild. It was controlled, powerful. It rolled across the ruins and slammed into the enemy ship like a warning. The ship pulled back a little. The girl frowned. "He is upset." "I can see that," the human said. The enemy ship opened its lower hatch. Armored figures dropped to the ground, weapons raised. Their armor was white and gold, clean and untouched by the ruins beneath them. They laughed when they saw the girl. "That's it?" one of them said. "A child and a pet?" "Pet." The beast stepped forward. The air felt heavy. The human knew that if the monster attacked now, no one here would survive, not even the girl. He moved quickly and placed himself slightly in front of her. The soldiers paused. "A human?" The leader said, "Interesting. Step aside. That creature belongs to us." "No," the human said simply. The girl looked up at him. "They want to hurt him," she said. "I know," he replied. The leader raised his weapon. "Last warning." The girl's eyes darkened. The air around her seemed to vibrate. "Don't," she whispered. The beast stopped moving. The soldiers pulled their triggers. Nothing happened. Their weapons failed. Lights flickered. Power died. Fear replaced laughter. The girl looked tired now. Her knees shook slightly. The beast turned slowly, placing its massive body between her and the soldiers. Its eyes burned brighter than before. Not red now. White. The human understood then. This was not just a monster protecting a child. This was a bond the galaxy had never seen. and the hunters had just made a very big mistake. The soldiers did not run at first, they stood frozen, staring at their dead weapons, staring at the beast whose eyes now burned like white fire. Fear slowly replaced their training. One of them took a step back. Then another, the girl swayed on her feet. The human saw it and moved instantly. He caught her before she fell. She was lighter than he expected, almost like she had not eaten in days. "She's exhausted," he said. The beast lowered its head, making a deep, worried sound. It leaned closer to the girl, its massive body trembling with restrained power. It wanted to attack. It wanted to destroy everything that threatened her. "Not yet," the human whispered, more to the beast than anyone else. The girl opened her eyes slowly. "I used too much," she said. "Used what?" the human asked. She looked at him. The thing may fear. Before he could ask more, the enemy commander raised his voice. "What is that child?" he demanded. "She shut down our weapons." The human stood up, placing himself between the girl and the soldiers. "She's a child," he said. "That's all you need to know." The commander laughed nervously. "No child does this. She's dangerous." The word echoed in the ruins. Dangerous. The girl heard it. Her small fingers gripped the human's sleeve. "They always say that," she whispered. The human looked down at her. "Who?" "My people," she said. "They said my mind was broken, too loud, too wrong." Her voice stayed calm, but her eyes looked far away. "They said I brought bad luck." The human clenched his jaw. "They left you," he said softly. She nodded. "When the sky burned, they ran. They locked the doors. They said I would slow them down." The beast let out a low, angry growl. The ground cracked under its claws. "They thought the monster would eat me," the girl continued. "They were not sad." The human felt something twist inside his chest. "What happened then?" he asked. "I cried," she said. "Very loud. Inside my head." She looked up at the beast. He came. The soldiers exchanged uneasy looks. The commander took another step back. "Enough," he said. "Fall back. This mission is compromised." The soldiers did not argue. They began retreating toward their ship, eyes never leaving the beast. "You can't just leave," the human said. The commander paused. "We will return," he replied. "The galaxy will not ignore a weapon like that child." The ship lifted into the sky and disappeared into the clouds. Silence returned. The girl sagged again. The human picked her up without thinking. She did not resist. She rested her head against his chest, listening to his heartbeat. "It's loud too," she murmured. "But nice." The beast followed closely as the human moved into a half-broken building for shelter. It lay down near the entrance, blocking it completely. The human checked the girl's condition. She was dehydrated, malnourished, alone for too long. "You shouldn't be here by yourself," he said. "I wasn't," she replied. He stayed. The human looked at the beast. "Why didn't you attack everything?" he asked quietly. The beast did not answer with words, but it lowered its head and rested it near the girl. Protective, loyal. The human activated his wrist device again. This time, a real signal went out. A human code, old, rare. He waited. Minutes passed. Then a response came, short, clear. Signal received. Extraction possible. Stand by. The human closed his eyes in relief. The girl looked up at him. "Will they leave me too?" "No," he said firmly. "Humans don't abandon children." She studied his face, searching for lies. She found none. The beast lifted its head and made a soft sound, almost like approval. High above them, human ships changed course. The galaxy thought this child was a danger. Humanity was about to prove them wrong. The human ships did not arrive. Quietly, the sky above the ruins shifted as blue light cut through the clouds. 3 human cruisers slowed into position, their engines humming low and steady. They did not aim weapons. They did not fire warning shots. They simply arrived and stayed. The enemy hunters watching from far orbit noticed Dot, so did everyone else. Dot inside the broken building, the human scout felt the vibration through the floor. He looked down at the girl in his arms. She was awake now, watching the ceiling as if she could see through it. "They're here," she said. "Yes," the human replied. "My people." The beast rose to its full height. It did not roar. It did not threaten. It stood tall and still, like a wall made of living stone. Outside, dust moved as a human shuttle descended into the ruins. Its landing legs touched the ground carefully, respecting the unstable surface. The hatch opened. No soldiers rushed out. Instead, a single human stepped down. She wore simple armor. No sharp edges, no bright colors. Her helmet was clipped to her side, not covering her face. She raised her empty hands to show peace. "I'm Commander Holly," she said, her voice carried softly by speakers. "We detected a child in danger." The human scout stepped forward, still holding the girl. "She's here," he said. "And she's not alone." Commander Hale's eyes moved to the beast. For just a moment, she froze. Everyone knew this creature. Every human database had warnings written in red. Entire screens filled with words like, "Do not engage," and "planet level," "threat," but the beast did not move. The girl shifted in the scout's arms and waved slightly. "He won't bite," she said. "Unless you hurt someone." Commander Holly slowly lowered herself to one knee. "Hello," she said to the girl. "You look very brave." The girl tilted her head. "I am tired," she said. "But he keeps me safe." The commander nodded. "I can see that." Behind her, more human figures appeared, but they stayed back, no weapons raised. No fear shone. High above, enemy signals returned. New ships arrived in orbit. Bigger, heavier, more dangerous. The scout's wrist device buzzed. "They're back," he said, "with friends." Commander Holly stood. "They always come back," she said calmly. A loud transmission echoed across the ruins. "This world is under galactic claim," the enemy commander announced. "Hand over the child and the beast. Humanity has no authority here." "Commander." Holly did not look up at the sky. She looked at the girl. "Do you want to go with them?" she asked gently. The girl tightened her grip on the scout's jacket. "No," she said. "They are loud in a bad way." The commander smiled faintly. She tapped her communicator. "This is Commander Holly of the human fleet," she said. "The child has requested asylum." Silence followed. Then laughter. "Asylum?" the enemy commander mocked. "For a weapon?" The girl flinched at the word. The beast growled. The ground shook again, stronger this time. Commander Hale's voice. "Harden. She is not a weapon. She is a child." "You cannot protect her," the enemy replied. "That thing behind her will destroy you." Commander Holly finally looked up. "We know," she said. The enemy ships powered their weapons. Human ships did not. Instead, dozens of small defense drones launched, forming a glowing shield around the ruins, not to attack, to protect. The enemy fired. Their shots hit the shield and vanished. The girl watched in silence. "They're trying to hurt us," she said. "No," the scout corrected softly. "They're trying to scare us." The beast stepped forward, just one step. Its eyes glowed brighter. Every enemy weapon system flickered. Warnings screamed across their ships. They shut down. The sky went quiet. The enemy commander's voice returned, shaken now. What is she?" The girl leaned close to the scout and whispered, "I just asked him to help." Commander Holly smiled slowly. "Message received," she said. The enemy ships retreated. For the first time in a long while, the ruins felt peaceful. The girl rested her head against the scout's chest. "Am I safe now?" she asked. He looked. At the human fleet above, at the commander standing firm, at the beast watching over them. Yes, he said, you are. And somewhere deep in space, the galaxy began to understand that it had crossed a line it could never uncross. The enemy ships vanished into the dark of space, but no one relaxed. Commander Hale kept the human fleet in position. Shields stayed active. Sensors scanned every direction. Experience had taught her one thing: the galaxy never walked away quietly. Ruins were still, broken only by the soft wind moving through twisted metal. The girl sat on a piece of fallen stone, swinging her legs slowly. The human scout stood nearby. The beast lay behind her, curled but alert, its eyes half open, watching everything. Human medics approached carefully. They moved slowly, hands visible, voices low. One of them knelt a few steps away and placed a small food packet on the ground. Then backed away. The girl stared at it. Is it a trap? She asked. No, the scout said. Humans don't trap children. She looked at him for a long moment, then reached out and took the packet. She sniffed it, then tasted a small bite. Her eyes widened. Warm, she said, and sweet. The beast lifted its head, watching her closely. It's okay, she told it. They are good loud. The medics exchanged surprised looks. As the girl ate, Commander Hale spoke quietly with the scout. She shut down an entire strike group without touching a console, Hale said. That kind of power changes everything. She didn't mean to, the scout replied. She was just scared, Hale nodded. That's what worries the galaxy. A message arrived from human high command, encrypted. Urgent. Hale listened. Her face unreadable. They want the child secured, she said after a moment. For study, protection, evaluation. The scout stiffened. That's not what she needs. Hale looked at the girl, then at the beast, then back at the scout. You're right, she said. And that's why they asked me, not someone else. She tapped her communicator. High Command, she said. This is Hale. The child remains under my authority. Any research will wait. This is not a weapon recovery. This is a rescue. There was a long pause. Then a single response. Noted. The girl felt the shift in the air. They are arguing, she said. Yes, Hale replied gently. But not about you. The girl frowned. They always argue about me. Not this time, Hale said. This time, they're arguing with us. The beast stood up slowly and moved closer to the girl, placing its massive body between her and the humans again. Not threatening. Protective. No. One is taking her, the scout said quietly. I know, Hale replied. That's why I'm staying. The human fleet received new orders moments later. Not to leave. To hold position. Word spread fast, across trade routes and military channels. A rumor grew. Humans had claimed a child the galaxy feared. Humans had stood between her and everyone else. Galactic. Observers watched in disbelief as human ships formed a permanent perimeter around the ruined world. This is insane, an alien diplomat said in a broadcast. That creature alone is a civilization-level threat. A human ambassador answered calmly. She is a child who survived abandonment, he said, and she asked for help. The girl listened to the broadcast on a small screen. A medic gave her. They sound angry, she said. They're scared, the scout replied. Of me? She asked. Of what they don't understand. He said. The girl thought for a moment. Will you leave me later? She asked softly. The scout knelt in front of her. No. The beast made a low sound of agreement. Hale watched the scene, and felt something rare: hope mixed with fear. The galaxy was drawing lines. And humanity had chosen a side. That night, the girl slept for the first time without nightmares. The beast stayed awake. So did the humans, because everyone knew what was coming next would test not just strength, but conviction. The attack did not come with ships. It came with words. By morning cycle, the entire sector was flooded with transmissions. Councils, alliances, defense unions. Every major power wanted a say. Screens aboard the human cruisers filled with faces that did not hide their fear. The situation is unacceptable. One alien delegate said, "That child represents an uncontrolled anomaly." Another voice followed, "If humans refuse cooperation, sanctions will begin immediately." Commander Hale stood at the center of the command deck, arms crossed, listening without interrupting. The human scout stood beside her. The girl sat quietly in a chair too large for her feet to touch the floor. The beast lay behind her, silent, watchful. "They want me again," the girl said softly. "Yes," Hale replied. "But they won't get you." The council speaker raised their voice. "Commander Hale, remove the beast from the child. Separate them. That is a direct order from the Galactic Safety Accord." The beast lifted its head. Every sensor spiked at once. The scout felt the air change. "They don't understand," he said. "Separation could kill her." Holly nodded. "Or worse," she added, "it could break him." She stepped forward and activated her reply channel. "This bond is not ownership," Holly said clearly. "It is survival. You abandoned her. The creature stayed. Humanity will not undo that." Angry voices erupted. "You are endangering billions." Hale's eyes hardened. "So did you when you left a child to die." Silence fell. The girl stood up slowly. She did not look angry. She looked tired. "Please stop shouting," she said. Chamber quieted, not because of authority, but because something in her voice demanded attention. "I don't want to hurt anyone," the girl continued, "but when you try to take him away, everything inside me screams." Lights flickered across multiple ships. The beast growled, low and warning. Hale placed a hand gently on the girl's shoulder. "It's okay," she said. "You don't need to explain yourself." But the girl looked up at the screens anyway. "They say I am dangerous," she said, "so I learned to be quiet. But quiet hurts too." A sudden alert blared. Multiple hyperspace signatures at unregistered fast. "They're not council ships," the scout said. "They're mercenaries." The council erupted into panic. "You see?" One delegate shouted. "This is exactly," Holly cut them off. "You invited this chaos," she said. "Stand down." The mercenary fleet dropped out of hyperspace. With weapons already charged, no speeches, no warnings. The beast rose to its full height. The girl closed her eyes. "No," she whispered. "Not like this." The human scout felt pressure build in his head, like a storm pushing against his thoughts. "Commander," he said, strained. "She's holding something back." "I know," Holly replied. "Child," she said gently, "you don't have to protect everyone alone." The girl opened her eyes. They were bright now, glowing softly. "I'm not alone," she said. She reached out and touched the beast. Human ships powered shields to maximum, not to attack, to endure. The mercenaries fired. Every shot froze mid-space. Not block. Stop. Time itself seemed to hesitate. The girl's voice echoed, calm and steady. "Go away," she said. The mercenary fleet shut down. Power drained. Engines died. Ships drifted helplessly. Across the sector. Sensors went dark. The girl collapsed. The scout caught her as she fell. The beast roared, not in rage, but in fear. Holly knelt beside them. "Medic, now." As the girl breathed shallowly, the beast pressed close, radiating heat and presence. Slowly, the lights in space returned. The mercenary ships remained dead. The council said nothing. At last, one delegate spoke, voice shaking. "She could have destroyed them." "Yes," Holly replied quietly, "but she didn't." The scout held the girl's small hand as she slept. That was when the galaxy finally understood. Humanity was not protecting a weapon. Humanity was protecting restraint. And that scared them more than any monster ever could. The silence after the event was heavier than the battle itself. Drifting mercenary ships hung powerless in space like forgotten toys. Human vessels maintained their formation, shield steady, weapons still untouched. No one spoke for a long moment. Across the sector, commanders, diplomats, and observers watched, afraid to be the first to move. Inside the medical bay, the girl slept. Her breathing was slow but steady. Soft lights reflected off the pale blue of her skin. Tubes and sensors surrounded her, but none restrained her. The human scout sat beside the bed, his hand resting near hers, not touching, just close enough that she would feel someone was there if she woke. The beast lay curled at the foot of the bed. It barely fit in the room. Its massive body pressed against the walls, but it did not complain. Its eyes never left the girl. Every small change in her breathing made its muscles tighten, ready to react. Commander Holly stood outside the medical bay, watching through the transparent barrier. She saved them, a junior officer said quietly. All of them. She saved us too, Holly replied. The council channels reactivated slowly. Faces returned, no longer shouting, no longer demanding. Now they watched, cautious and unsure. A senior delegate finally spoke. What will humanity do now? Haile did not answer immediately. She turned and entered the medical bay. The scout looked up at her. She wake soon, he said. Holly nodded and stepped closer to the girl. When she does, she said softly, she should hear this from us first. As if she sensed it, the girl's eyes fluttered open. The beast leaned forward instantly, releasing a soft rumbling sound. The girl smiled weakly. I'm still here, she said. Yes, Holly replied. And so are we. The girl looked around at the humans, the clean walls, the quiet machines. Did I break the galaxy? She asked. The scout let out a breath that was almost a laugh. No, he said. You showed it something new. The girl frowned. I don't want to be feared. Holly knelt beside the bed so they were eye to eye. Then don't be, she said. Be something better. The girl considered this. Can I stay with him? She asked, glancing at the beast. The beast lowered its head in response. Yes, Holly said without hesitation. As long as you wish. Outside, the council waited. Holly opened the channel. This child will remain under human protection, she said. Not as a subject, not as a resource, as a person. Murmurs spread across the screens. And the beast? A delegate asked carefully. Haile glanced back at the medical bay. He is not a beast, she said. He is her guardian. A long pause followed. Finally, the delegate nodded. Then the council will observe. That's acceptable, Holly replied. The channel closed. Later, the human fleet began its slow movement away from the ruined world. Not retreating, transitioning. A new home had already been chosen, a quiet planet under human care, far from borders and politics. The girl stood on the observation deck, holding the scout's hand. Stars moved past the glass like distant dreams. They won't leave me there, will they? She asked. No, he said. Never again. The beast stood behind them, calm now, no longer baring its teeth at the universe. News spread fast. Across the galaxy, stories changed. Not about a monster, not about a weapon, but about a child the galaxy rejected and the species that chose to protect her instead. Some feared humanity more after that day. Others felt hope. And somewhere in the quiet space between stars, a small alien girl smiled, knowing for the first time in her life that she was not alone, and that sometimes the strongest force in the universe was simply someone choosing to stay.